The man in the black cloak has been walking and walking and walking. It's not safe to stop on the road by yourself for very long. Just a few rests here and there, always during daylight. Then more walking. He's certain he's on the brink of collapse from exhaustion. He's just a wizard. He's not built for this kind of exertion. Still, it's better than being dead, right? He had been sure for weeks that he was going to die. Murdered by Hellion cultists, or left to starve to death, or murdered by Hellion's enemies. Now he was free, almost. A few more days and he could pass out of Numeria. Never think about the Technic League, the Lords of Rust, and those meddling adventures, whoever they were. So what if he was out of a steady payday? Small price to pay to keep breathing. Though honestly, would those adventurers even know if he doubled back, went to Starfall, and told Gartone everything he knew? Then again, Gartone might just kill him for knowing too much. Or for abandoning his post, or for getting captured, or for anything, really. And Starfall was so far. No. Running away was the move. Discretion, better part of valor, and all that. Nolix sighed and kept right on trudging to the north. In the distance, the city was just starting to form in the haze at the horizon. Next stop, Chesed. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only actual play podcast that wants to pet your dog. Can we pet your dog? Just want to pet your dog. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Now we want to be your dog. For the one person who listens to Izzy, or Iggy and the Stooges, not Izzy and the Stooges. Izzy
like I've
and
never
the
said that
Stooges
in my life.
Is the Iggy and the Stooges cover band.
That's Izzy's cover band.
Mm-hmm. Izzy Pop. It's canonical.
Hello.
Hello.
Well,
hi.
Yeah.
I pet a dog today.
But was it the person who's listening right now's dog?
Doubtful. But it was a Bernedoodle named Harley.
Oh, baby.
The second Bernedoodle I've pet in the last month, and I'm really happy about that.
This is the first I've ever heard of a Bernedoodle.
Sam. Improve your life.
I'm not up on
And
dogs.
what's the
apparently.
Oh yeah, they're doodling everything these days.
Yeah, that's all. They're all doodles.
What's the Berna part from? What dog is that?
Bernese
Mountain
Mountain
Bernese
Dog?
Mountain Dog.
Oh, Bernese Mountain. God, that's got to be a big dog. A poodle and a mountain dog mix.
Poodle shrinks it down some.
It's a lot of doodles.
I did not
Well,
see
is
this
it a
dog.
real poodle or is it like what people call a poodle? Because like an actual French poodle is like not a small dog. They're like the size of a German Shepherd.
Yeah,
They're
no, they
just
can
very
get big. Like
fluffy.
Labradoodles can get up to like my height if they put their shoulders or their paws on my
Oh,
shoulders.
puppies.
But
They
we'll
said
reserve
neighborhoods
that
had, like,
for
an
our
actual.
Doodle podcast.
Yeah, the Patreon.
The spin-off.
Doodlecast.
Well, last time on the program, the very capable 3, or very capable 2 and Brixby set off to investigate the strange individual wandering around town scaring everybody, and eventually found him trying to feed some chickens. He stopped feeding the chickens and came over to... It's the very loyal 2 and Brixby. I've been corrected in the chat.
I like the implication that Brix lost his capability when Vargas left, when he never had it in the first place.
Well,
Let's be real.
Asher lost his good alignment when Vargas left, and Brixby lost his capability.
And who else could you start a flank with and have them bladed dash away, if not Vargas?
You see, Brixby hasn't realized yet because there's not been any combats, but Vargas took all of his spell supplies with him.
Yeah, he bladed dashed out of our lives.
So he is not capable anymore.
Well, eventually you did find the strange figure trying to feed the chickens. The chickens were not having it, so the fellow tried to pet Brixby instead. Brixby was also not having it, but it turned out that this strange fellow was named Alwyn, and he was from the colony, I believe. It was all dead, but Alwyn seemed nice enough. Just wanted to learn about the gods, like Hellion and the Survivor and normal things like that. And eventually I think the party decided basically it was best that this strange person not hang out in town, and maybe he should come along with them where they keep an eye on him and maybe show him some new gods along the way. And then we wrapped up our last couple days in Torch, picked up Asher's gun, said a bunch of tearful goodbyes to the people remaining in town. I think we're about ready to hit that dusty trail. Sound about right?
Have we recovered the horses?
Nah, the horses are all dead.
Oh,
Vargas killed them before he left
to
town.
see it. You know what? He's the kind of guy.
He was in
Better-
Left on Nathan.
Try and catch up to me, I dare you. Not just our horses, every horse. in
Every
Torch.
horse in town.
Yeah, and then every town he stopped in, he killed all the horses.
He's just,
The medieval version of taking the distributor cap off a car.
yeah, he is over encumbered with glue.
Press F for all of the horses in Numeria.
Games are gonna make a killing.
But it is the morning of the 4th of Rova, and you get the road out ahead of you. Now everyone RP being sad for the rest of the episode.
There's it's Kira, Asher, Halloween, and then Brixby just on a puddle of goo, I guess. IDK what Nathan's whole deal is post horse murder.
Nathan's the only one who made it because he's all non-differentiated tissue.
He's not on a horse.
It's true, and he's absorbed the remains to constitute a more comfortable ride for Brixby.
That's nice.
It's kind of my own little chunk tube.
About to say he became a living chunk too.
That's the horror film, Night of the Living Chunk Tubes.
Did the rest of the party ever give Alwyn any sort of instructions on where to meet up with them?
Well, that's
I believe.
morning?
he's part of the.
Yeah, I believe we said that's your first test.
Yeah, come on, got to feel it out.
So one thing I do want to know before you actually hit the road is, are you heading straight to Eidenvey, which is kind of southwest, or are you heading more towards that dot on the tracker doodle that you have, which is pretty directly west?
It doesn't point exactly at Eidenvey.
No, it's pointing well north of Eidenvey.
But I'm in May.
That ruins the idea I had.
We have like the fighting twins and cricket legs. Do we have other reasons to be headed there? I feel like there was something else that I can't
Yeah.
remember.
The notebook that suspected that's where
Right.
Cassandra Lee is
Yeah.
to be found.
Do we
Yeah.
have a sense of? Oh, actually, two questions. Do we have a sense, Sam, of which is closer? The little blip or the?
If we're doing triangles, which, triangle math being a strong suit of
wouldn't we?
this podcast, I would say the dot is closer.
So Brixby from behind the line looks at the dot, and you know what? Just for funsies, I'm gonna roll a knowledge geography to see how well he would determine that it is sort of a different direction than, okay, not great. I rolled a 2, so we're looking at a 10. Might still be enough for general
We have the same
orientation.
bonus.
But overall, basically, Brix is going to look down at the dot and look up and say, so this isn't exactly my wheelhouse, but I believe Eardenvey is a bit more due southwest from where we are. Where is this dot? And he holds up the tracker. Appears to be more just, west towards the setting sun.
I don't... Brixby, my good friend, whom I trust and think is fine. Why are we talking about the dot? You said Vargas is meeting us in Yadenve. Why are we going anywhere else?
Oh, well, we were just laboring under the assumption that Cassandra, what we were looking for, might also be this dot. We're headed towards the Yadenve. I was just letting everybody know that it doesn't appear to actually be leading us towards there. This tracker came active, and Tatterface said that Hellion thought it was useful. So, I'm not letting it guide us, but we need to stay wary of what it is.
Can we deal with it after we find Vargas?
Sure.
I'm glad you have your vote this time.
And he just pockets it.
Who's Vargas? And suddenly, you notice that Alwyn has been, standing a foot away the entire time.
Vargas was the original fourth member of the very capable four. The one who's meeting us in Eardenvey. And I agree that we should head there, considering how recently we had good luck with people from Coachella and Burning Man. It only makes sense to me we head to South by Southwest.
I don't understand those references.
That's okay. Give it time.
Time?
The 2 or 3 days. How long does it take for us to get there again? I'm trying to remember. And I'll roll my old knowledge geography to help meta-wise the fact that Jeff the player can't retain this knowledge in his head. Also a 2 on a die for 10. One down, 29 D20s to go.
I think that you have the general sense that it's to the southwest and comparable distance, maybe a little bit closer than Scrapwall. So with horses, you can probably get there in 4 days.
And since all the horses are canonically dead on foot, it's going to take us 5 or 6, 7.
Yeah, probably just 100.
I mean, Brick still has his horse. He's just going to keep going. He's reading the room. He'll meet you in Yadenve as well, everybody.
Oh, no.
Okay, wait, so do we need to get new horses then?
No, you don't really not have horses.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I assumed we were actually on the road at the point of this RP on horses that are under us, going in a general southwesterly direction.
Great. Thea too. All right, so should we do some sort of survival situation to see if it's going to acid rain on us? Or is that a luck or Asher roll?
That's a random encounter kind of roll. How about as we ride along the road on the first day, let's get some party perception checks.
I will. Izzy is right, because before I gave you that perception check, I will do the survival roll to get an idea of the weather, as we have established as a rule book allowed usage of the skill. A total of an 18.
With an 18, it doesn't look like it's going to rain anytime soon.
It's a 25 percept.
Wow.
Yeah, that gives me up to 24 hours in advance of the weather. Sorry, I was looking up the DC.
My bad. I spoke too early.
My character who gets 60 feet of dark vision and nothing else got a 7. Really playing into the fact that, he is blind as a bat.
Very nice. How about Asher and Brix?
20 for Brixby.
Okay.
Yeah, Asher was so focused on trying to read the clouds and get a feel of the wind, he only got a total of a 9 on perception.
Well, I think Asher's focused on reading the wind, and maybe Brixby's looking at the road ahead / the tracker that you're not following. And Alwyn, no one even knows what he's paying attention to at all. But Kira just happens to look backwards, and there's a little black dot in the sky back from the direction which you came, heading your way.
You said it's approaching. We can see it, or she can see it moving toward them.
Yeah, something flying.
Gargoyle
As
shape?
secretively as possible. She'll lean over, or I don't know, throw something at Asher. Asher, there's a thing behind us. It's getting closer. I don't know how worried we should be, but I did want to let you and nobody else know.
That seems curious. Perhaps we can find a shade or rocks or something off the road. We could stay out of sight a little bit to see if we can observe it as it gets closer, to determine its intent, and if it's anything we should be worried about. It could be a bird, or, well, it could also be a bunch of will-o-wisps.
Do we see anything we can take cover behind or around until whatever it is gets closer?
Let's see, rolling over perception checks rather than making everybody roll even more. I'd say there's like a copse of trees a little ways up ahead that you can kind of stash yourselves in. Other than that, it's mostly scrublands and plains.
Does
Let's
it
head
look
toward
like
that copse. Sorry.
Does it look like it's getting closer? What would be the roll to determine? Is it getting closer at the rate of by nightfall it'll be upon us, or we've been watching it for 30 seconds and we could tell at even just at that amount of time it's getting closer? I wouldn't want to wait in a copse of trees for 4.5 hours if we could just keep walking towards, or riding towards the Adonbay is what I'm trying to get after.
And it looks like it's outpacing you, and you've got a head start, but it's going fast enough that it should overtake you today within a couple hours, if it is actually heading towards you.
Perhaps we do see if we can observe it for a little while. I wouldn't want to wait around all day, but if it appears to be heading in the same direction, what say you? And do we want to wait until it eventually catches up? We could continue towards the Outriders, or wait a while and see where it's going.
Kira just kind of stares at him. He's like, Me? Brixby. Brix, if you knew that something was following you and it was
I'm
maybe
sorry,
gonna catch-
Asher. Is there something that needs to be said to me? I'm just looking at this.
I'm asking a
tracker
question right
here.
to your face. Right into it.
All right.
There's
So
a
what
thing
is-
following us, and we're trying to figure out a stop or go. And I don't know. Sometimes you're good at figuring stuff out. Sometimes.
Following us, it's possible. That's what we're not quite sure of. Definitely seems to be heading the same direction so far, but we don't know for certain.
Sam, this road that we're on, is it like a pretty conventional kind of like wagon trail? So it's open. There's not a lot of kind of cover. Is there any way that we can obscure where we're going from above?
I mean, other than the not super sizable copse of trees, it would be difficult because the land is very open. You're on a wagon road right now that's not super wide, but on the either side of it is mostly scrublands and low vegetation.
Well, that copse of trees could offer some sanctuary, but we do risk losing time to Adonbay, and it may not even be coming our way. I personally think it would be prudent to just stay on our guard and watch it. as it gets close, as we get any more details about it, perhaps we can prepare potentially for combat.
We're going to fight something?
Yeah, can you see that thing back there? We're not quite sure what it is.
And he turns his head in that direction and says, "No, but I'm sure if it's dangerous, you'll let me know."
I love him.
That was what it took to win your heart.
He's so cute. Okay, yeah, so Kira will stare at Brixby for a while. Just, I guess if we lose time going to Yadenve, we should not do that and keep going. I can keep an eye on it from here.
If you're continuing along and keeping an eye on this thing as it gets bigger and you go farther along over the course of the day, past the cops, because, you can't trust them. You see that this thing definitely is still gaining on you, and it is a decent-sized humanoid figure that glints in the sun. Probably some kind of metallic source on that. But yeah, after an hour or so, there's little doubt in your mind that this is Sazaduk, and it does appear that he is following you.
Oh,
Slowly
right.
closing in.
Well, we have no reason to panic, I would say.
Yeah.
We just, act normal because we're normal. We're just walking around.
Totally.
On a
I
horse.
did put it in the chat, but Brixby did cast mage armor sometime in that intervening hour. Diplomacy or
And
no?
I think if he casts it, I think Alwyn will look at him, do that weird kind of bird look he does, where you just see like the cloak kind of tilt, and then you see him bake his arm out of his robe and touch the front of it, and you see like the same kind of shimmer go over him as he casts mage armor on himself.
Alright. You've done a little bit of prep and still heading along the road. And this gargoyle is closing in on you slowly because he goes 10 feet per round faster than horses by default. And are you giving any indication that you know you're being followed? Are you like watching him? Because at this point, he's close enough that you would be able to see if you're looking over your shoulder and whatnot. Or are you just pretending you don't know this guy's there?
I mean, I can't imagine there's any harm done in just clocking where he is. I don't know that Kira's riding backwards on the horse or whatever, but my rule of thumb is if someone is moving behind me at a consistent pace, I want to know where they are, because that's creepy behavior. Or maybe we're just walking to the same store. I don't know.
I just want to know if he's rolling his fortitude saves for exhaustion, if he's following us for hours. I don't know if he has to as a gargoyle, but I have Asher, who also doesn't know, is honestly just like, if he's going to catch up to us and we make him fly for the whole day, either it means it's really important to him, or worst case scenario, maybe he's a little tired.
Well, mechanically, he does have 8 hours before forced march conditions start kicking in.
I would say when he's maybe few rounds out to maybe 3, possibly whoever's watching sees that he gets relatively close, might throw up a hand signal where we can sort of make the horseshoe kind of arc semicircle situation to sort of receive them. Because, yeah, I would agree. I don't think there's much to be gained by being like, we're deliberately not watching you, just in case he does decide to forego whatever law and just stab Brixby in the back. So
basically, when he gets close, act like we're just noticing him then and kind of hail him in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Oh, hello. Didn't see you.
Auto grapple him out of the flippin' air.
Oh,
Yep.
let's do that. I like that one.
No, I think
my
that kind
vote.
of starts us off on a hostage.
What?
Sam said we're never going to get a surprise round again unless we take it. So
But you're telling me you've never friendly auto-grappled someone into your space? Okay, well that's
It
ridiculous.
happens, but it's rare.
Batman does it all the time.
That's true. It's not rare for Batman. But as he closes in, and weirdly you wind up in another little copse of trees as the road happens to go through them, because that's what the map looks like. You stop and turn around, make yourselves into a little horseshoe, and he's coming in behind you and getting down low enough to come into the trees. And of course he looks like a giant menacing gargoyle with a big angry face. You say anything as he comes in?
Hi. How's it going? You okay?
As he lands, he goes, "Hello, Kira Smith. Hello, you," as he looks at Alwyn and Asher Halick and Frisbee Redtail. Sazadu looks over at Brixby specifically and reaches into a pouch that's hanging on his belt and pulls out like a little handful of something. And he says, "Frisbee Redtail, you are accused of breaking and entering into an authorized member of the Starfall Guard's living quarters. Pursuant with my authority under Order 4714-26, I am within my rights to detain you and bring you to Starfall for questioning and trial. Compliance is highly recommended."
What's your evidence?
He turns over his hand and like a little handful of fur comes tumbling out.
Oh, kitty.
I'm not really familiar. Is that supposed to be mine?
It is indeed yours.
And where did you get it from?
From my living quarters.
Where are you staying, exactly?
Do not play dumb with me. It is highly recommended that you comply for your own safety.
The second time, or I'm sorry, go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna roll my bluff because I did just ask where is he. So I rolled a 6 for an 8 for a 14 because I figured there's no reason to not double down. This is just gonna end in violence.
He is going to roll and intimidate with his "you better comply," and that's a 29.
Can I counter that intimidate?
Go for
By
it.
also being intimidating? I think as soon as he says "for your safety," Kira's steps in front of, I don't know, off the horse, whatever, in front of Brixby and pulls out the chainsaw and turns it on for intimidation points. And rolls and to intimidate. Just he's not going with you. We've had this discussion already. I'm sorry you can't take any more of my friends. That's okay. 12, 16. That's a 26, which is less than a 29.
He looks at Kira and he draws the big green bastard sword on his from his hip and turns it on, and it starts glowing with a weird energy. And he says, "It is highly recommended that you lower your weapon.
Yours isn't even a chainsaw. We have things with on buttons.
It's much quieter. It's higher tech than a chainsaw."
I would like to roll for initiative. Nothing is higher tech than a chainsaw.
All right, are we rolling for initiative?
I believe so.
All right.
I guess we could just hand Brixby over.
You could.
That is also true. Yeah, it was always on the table. I was
mad
kind
at
of
him.
surprised.
How could you, Brixby?
All right, what did Alwyn get for his first combat?
A natural 18 for a 24.
Nice. How about Kira, the fight starter?
Let's see. 12 on the die plus a 6 now, so 18.
18. How about Asher?
Middle of the road. 10 on the dice for a 15.
Well, you're all faster than Sazaduk this time around, so you got that going for you. No surprise round, but you're all going ahead of this big hulking armored beast. Alwyn, in fact, is going first.
Okay. Not sure how much of my stuff works on... Because he's a construct, right? Since he's a gargoyle. Are they constructs?
It's a monstrous humanoid.
Oh,
You
it's
didn't
a
roll
monstrous humanoid.
knowledge.
Does he have bones? Oh yeah, I guess I can roll knowledge. Dungeoneering? Or no, he's humanoid, so
It's knowledge
that would
local.
be, that is a natural 1 for a 4.
Yeah, he's a construct. He's a big old robot boy.
I'm going to assume he might have bones. Does he have bones?
I don't know if he has bones. I legitimately don't know
If he does have bones,
probably has bones.
Make me a
It's a fortitude save.
fortitude save. Make me a fortitude save.
It's not very nice. Being a big gargoyle boy, he's got terrible, terrible fortitude. Oh, that's a bad save. Only a 14?
No, that is a fail. So, you see Alwyn, who hasn't said anything at all yet, just looks in the direction of Zazaduk and lifts his hand up and just, like, squeezes it into a fist. And Zazaduk is going to take... he takes 25 points of damage as his, bones shake violently within his body.
He doesn't like when his bones shake. He's not a fan of that general oeuvre. So yeah, that hurt him. He's not happy. You taking a move action, or are you hanging out?
That will be his entire turn. He's not going to move closer.
Alright, that'll take us to Kira. Incoming chainsaw crit, 837 damage.
So Kira has canonically stepped off the horse and technically in front-ish of Brixby, so I'm going to move her here. Oh, no, not. Here-ish, and then also just let's go ahead and close that space and make sure Asher can still shoot. So she'll move up next to Zazaduk, and is pee angry. Like, they're just trying to get to her other friend. Her other friend is being such a jerk right now, kind of. She's going to rage and power attack as per usual and say, leave us alone. And that is not great. What do we got here? 9 on the die. Plus raging. I haven't attacked anyone in so long. I've forgotten all my things. Plus a 14. So 9 for 23. 23 to hit.
A 23 will hit his flat-footed AC.
Excellent. 7, 10, 26 points of damage. And I'm going to roll out a new move that I'm going to rename for flavor at some point. But for now, I'll just be Cornigan Smash. When you damage an opponent with power attack, you may make an immediate intimidate check as a free action. So I'm going to do that again to demoralize your opponent. That's fun, huh? We hate mortals. Oh, that's much better. That's 19 plus 16 for 35? Yes.
All right.
35. And I don't even think she says it, just to scream in his face, like, with the chainsaw here, as you do. I need you to stop taking my friends away. Scream. Translated roughly.
Right.
I don't know how high you have to roll to demoralize someone.
Yeah, he's demoralized. He's demoralized for a little while.
So demoralized. Great.
That's me.
That's my turn. Yes.
All right, Asher is up.
Asher is up and will draw his newly enchanted pistol, since it was not canonically drawn. And on the back of Fire Day, he will aim with deadliness at this Zazaduk. Now, it was loaded with a mundane round that will be remedied for next time, but it is magical, so that helps-ish. That is a 21 against touch AC.
Weirdly, that will hit his touch AC.
So weird. Ooh, 11 points of damage. So if he's DR10 magic adamantine like the last gargoyle we fought, I dinged him.
All right, well, it looks like it all went through. Like he's only DR magic.
Oh,
I don't like this.
excellent. Whew. And then, as a Swifty, he will a mundane round into his gun, since it seems to have been effective enough. And that's the end of his round.
All right, Brixby. You're accused
All
of
right.
breaking and entering, and now it's your turn.
Yeah, Brixby does what anybody does when you're accused of a crime. He first asks if he's being detained and what evidence is against them, and then he levels his finger at them and shoots a scorching ray. So he intimidated me. Am I gonna still? Should I take a round of demoralize for that? Should I be shaken for a round?
Probably,
Was that-
yeah. It was
Okay, cool.
pretty scary.
I just didn't know like how long the bants went after that. So just 1 second. Let me adjust that on them.
Yeah, the fight started pretty immediately. But I think you're going to hit him anyways, unless you roll a 1.
Okay, so rolling in, that's only a 10 versus flat-footed touch, and I'm not incorporating a precise shot penalty because Jeff connected previously. So,
Well, that does hit then.
oh,
Yes.
excellent.
It first time on the pod. But 3.
I would play
All right,
the
do-
ham horn.
Do you want the sneak attack and the scorchy damage separately?
No, they can all be together.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
31 points of scorching ray damage.
Oh my god. That is a lot of damage.
And
What does he have?
and on Brix's turn, no, he's not going to say anything. This is exactly the type of response he'd like to give. And that's going to be Brix's turn.
So I think Sassaduk, having just taken, by my math, 93 points of damage, in the middle of a conversation, he goes, he like is obviously quite flustered in addition to being bleeding profusely and burned badly. He goes, "You are assaulting a duly appointed officer of the Starfall Guard. I am acting under Kevothkul's sovereign authority. You are committing acts of treason against the nation of Numeria. I order all of you to put down your weapons immediately. You are all under arrest." And I think slightly panicked, he is going to... I think he's gonna turn his eyes to Kira since she's right up in his face, and he's gonna say, I challenge you by the order of the Starfall Guard. Lay down your weapon or face death." And he has issued a challenge, and he will be full attacking. So, his magical green blade. It is a 21 to hit with the first swing.
Yeah. Yep. 21 will hit.
Alright, let me just see here. So that is 18 damage, and I just need to check an item description real quick. Just real quick.
Okay, and then after, let's talk about what demoralized is, and just remember that we're all doing that correctly, because I forgot what that means.
It's basically a -2.
Haha! He seems unaffected.
Yeah, so I actually, his roll was 1 higher, I forgot, because he turned his sword on. It has the shimmering field of green energy wrapping around it.
Which is great.
Yeah, when it strikes a creature, you are struck with Dispel, Magic, and Discharge at the same time. So, do you have any... Oh, wait, I'm being honest now. I'm going to roll Concealment.
Truly a
every
first all around.
Wow, we're coming in hot.
We haven't fought anything in like 3 years.
A 38 on the Concealment, so he does hit you. The Dispel Magic, I think probably hits that concealment. And discharge, I also have to look up because I don't remember the rules to that spell off the top of my head. Alright, this spell targeting an object with charges, the object loses all of its remaining charges. So that chainsaw, that turns off.
Even though it's a technological charge, which is not the same as like a wand's charge.
Yeah, the spell discharge, this weapon targets both magical and technological effects, and the spell discharge specifically dissipates the charges from one technological object.
From one technological object. Okay, so the chainsaw is off. My other weapons using charges or not are fine.
Right. If you have any other weapons with batteries in them. But he's not done swinging. He's gonna swing that again. That is a 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Displacement.
Yeah, I'll roll the displacement. That's a 3.
Haha,
So
23 will not hit.
He whiffs on that one, and then he's just gonna lean in to bite you. He's a
Right.
gargoyle.
No.
That is a 22 to hit, and the displacement is an 84.
Alright, that'll also hit.
That's just 7 damage.
Haha.
But then he's gonna give you the horns. A little gore.
This is what we call over the top. Very extra.
Yeah. It's a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
Alright. Then concealment, a 96. That is 6 damage on the gore. And then, what's that you say? A wing attack?
I didn't say that.
It's weird. I could have sworn you said something about a wing attack. That's only a 16 to hit.
16 will not hit.
Alright, how about the other wing? Like the left wing is an 18 to hit.
And then the dorsal wing. You said an 18
Yeah.
or an 8?
18.
That's one of the old meets beats situations.
Nice. I'll roll the concealment on that.
Deconceal that.
On that bad fella. 32, I believe that's a hit.
That is indeed.
And that's just a swift 6 damage.
With 6.
And, oh my. How many times did he hit you?
4?
He swung 4 times, hit 3.
1, 2, 3, 4,
He
5, 6.
swung
He
like
swung
6
6 times and hit 4.
And hit
So,
4.
Oh,
I forgot about the challenge damage. That's 5 more damage on each of those. So,
Challenge damage.
20
Oh.
more total damage.
Wait, 20 more total damage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
5
That was
on
more than
each.
I thought.
5 on each.
Okay.
Gross.
But his turn's over,
Direction there.
and he looks pretty impressed with himself.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make him regret turning off my chainsaw. Somehow.
And after his turn ends, there's a fluttering in the trees behind Kira as a strange butterfly, a cloud of these weird green butterflies that had looked like moss until it started moving, emerges from a rotting stump in unison, and they fly forward in a slow, fluttering mass. And they just emerge from the trees. So they're just out. And it's Alwyn's turn.
Okay. Alwyn is going to we don't know yet that swarm of butterflies is an enemy, even though technically it's on the map, so we know. The characters don't know. So he's going to ignore that for the moment, and actually, do I have knowledge nature? Let's see. I do have knowledge nature. Can I roll a knowledge check on these butterflies?
Go for it.
Would that be nature, or is it something weird like Arcana?
Oh, it's nature. They're very natural. They smell
That is
great.
a 17 plus 6 for a 23.
You are looking at a swarm of death butterflies. These are diminutive vermin that are particularly vile creatures that never seem to rest, often coming back as unliving abominations and ghastly spirits after they die. The death butterfly swarm is a rare breed of carrion-eating butterflies that are drawn by the stench of decay, and they feed on corpses of any creature, really, attracted to any rotting material, but they have necrotizing poisons that they use to kill their victims, and they're very pleasant. You get 2 questions on them.
Okay, so clearly that means they're going to go after the character who just lost 93 points of health. That would make the most sense, realistically.
Probably.
I guess the first question would be, what do we think? We know they have poison, so we know that's a special ability. We know they have swarm immunities. What else do we want to ask?
I would ask who smells the worst.
Other special defenses, maybe? Or do we think they have any other defenses besides just swarm? That probably wouldn't be worth it for a question.
I mean, it helps to know what the poison is, I guess, or any other potential special whatevers it might have.
Yeah, what's the ability that necrotizing poison has?
Well, it's a fort save, and the effect is con damage. It also affects undead creatures, dealing charisma damage in that case. The other special ability that they have is if they affect you with their distraction effect, you have to make a will save or be paralyzed as long as you're within the swarm.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's nasty. We're real glad they're going to attack the gargoyle and not us. Do they have any weaknesses?
They have your normal swarm weaknesses, which is basically they're vulnerable to area of effect attacks.
Usually, if it's something that's a reflex save, is that an area of effect attack?
Usually, yeah.
I mean, it's only in a 5-foot square? Okay.
Does it target an area or a creature?
It targets a 5-foot square.
And
oh yeah, so it's an area of effect.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so Alwyn is going to... Looks like he's going to start doing something to the gargoyle, and then he notices the butterflies, and he says, "Oh, that's not good." And you see him just kind of like raise his hand to the sky, and over the butterfly square, a column of light appears, and a bunch of meteorites just kind of appear out of nowhere and start raining down on the butterflies, who need to give me a reflex save.
I don't like that. That is a 15 reflex save.
That is a fail. So they are going to take 1d4 plus 3. Which isn't a whole lot, but it's something. That is 5 points of fire damage as they are bombarded by these minute meteorites.
And each of those minute meteorites smashes a different butterfly. It looks like it does a little bit more than 5 damage. Maybe 50% more.
Ooh, they're weak to fire. And he will say, "I don't want to worry everybody else, but those butterflies are not good." And that'll be his turn.
Alright, and right after he acts, another set of butterflies flutters up off of a stump to the north of Sazaduk and flutters vaguely in Alwyn's direction. And then Kira is up. Your chainsaw is nothing but a useless lump of metal now, so...
Don't you call it that, Sam.
You should probably give up.
I want to just throw it back to my friends so that what's-his-face can't have it, but that seems unlikely. So I shall regretfully set it down with the gentlest of kisses upon its chain bits.
He makes an attack of opportunity on it and just smashes it. It's broken forever.
I'm going to drop the chainsaw as far as I can away from this 5-foot square I'm in, just to the very outer edge of that. I will 5-foot step back, draw. All right, hammer, which I can attack from 10 feet away and do that. This is just the worst. I really like my chainsaw, and now it's gone forever.
Yeah, it's
Or,
ruined.
until it's charged. Oh, gosh, and that was not a great roll. Okay, that's a 19. Does a 19 do anything?
Nope, that clinks right off of that
this is so
hefty
sad.
armor.
Okay, yeah. Kira looks demoralized. Just generally saddened. It's a word she just picked up.
What square did you?
Oh, I have not moved. There we go. The Pathfinder question, the butterflies are in the swarm with that square, right?
Yeah, they're only taking them.
Yeah, I was like, so as long as they don't move and I don't move.
They definitely
Fine.
won't move. They would never.
Yeah, totally forgot they were there, TBH. This is fine. It's like the 6th episode of Book 3. No one dies in the 6th episode of Book 3. Knock on wood.
All right. Asher is up. Gonna surrender now. After.
No.
But he hit so good though.
Yeah. You know, he says on one hand, I'm a person of the law, you should listen to me, and then he starts wailing on our friend with his weapon nullifying dishonorable discharge. I'm not here for it.
Well, she chainsawed him.
I know. Asher, though, is worried about these poisonous butterflies, though, and he will. All these firsts just coming together. The Swarmbane clasp that's been around his neck for in-game weeks and out-of-game year plus is finally going to come in handy as he will unleash a rapid shot. 3 attacks against the butterfly swarm south of Kira.
All right, blue butterflies. So everyone knows small arm rounds are the best way, logically speaking, to kill
Logically,
thousands of
yeah.
butterflies.
I mean, if you have the right necklace,
Like
I'll
a
make their
bullet
legs
with
shake.
butterfly wings.
They make me go crazy. Okay, no misfires, baby. That is not great rolls, though. We're looking at a 16 against touch, a 23 against touch, which is probably fine, and then only a 11 against touch.
You got 2 hits.
Okay. Normally, this diminutive swarm of butterflies would be completely immune to the weapon damage Asher is throwing their way, but this necklace, only 10 points with both rounds, total of 10.
All right. Well, you smash a few of their pumpkins.
Yeah. Oh, I make their legs shake and they make me go crazy.
And we're to Brixby. Now you're gonna surrender, though, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely am. Yeah, this is a difficult one. So I suppose Brixby, because Al told everyone that these swarms were bad news. So I don't think Brixby needs to roll a knowledge check, but hey, let's do it just to roll some dice here. See if there's anything else to learn. I rolled a 14 for a 23.
Yeah, you can ask 2 more questions on these bad boys.
Is there anything else that we need to know? I mean, I know that I'm trying to remember. I mean, Gero asked like the nature of the poison and then weaknesses, which were standard swarm weaknesses, and the con damage and the charisma damage if you're undead. Is there anything else going on with these bad boys? Weird special attacks that aren't normal swarmy situations? As a swarmer myself, I'm interested.
I mean, other than what's already been revealed, the poison and the paralysis ability, just your standard fine swarm, immune to weapon damage other than bullets with butterfly wings. And they're vermin, so they have no intelligence, so they're immune to anything mental. And then they deal automatic damage if they're in your square.
Unfortunately, Brixby, looking at where everybody is positioned, he's not sure he can drop the blue butterflies. But what he can do, because if I were to put it right here, it would still hit Kira, unfortunately. That's why I'm going to be aiming my original spot about 10 feet behind green, so it will also hit Sazaduk. And Brixby is going to, everyone's favorite spell component, throw that guano. So hit me with a reflex save from the green butterflies and from the Duke of Hazard.
Green butterflies get a 21.
All right, that's a success.
And Sazaduk, is this a fear effect?
Yeah, it's a terrifying fireball.
He got he rolled really well. He got a 22.
Wow, you're no fun, Sam. Okay, so just half
He's
of this.
still gonna die, spoiler alert.
That is 12 points of damage to both of them.
Yep, Sazaduk collapses to the ground, because he was pretty close to death anyways. And then 12 damage is actually 16 damage, 18 damage on green because of the vulnerability to area of effect. So, that's not nothing. It's a big chunk out of green.
This is so bad.
And, are you moving anywhere, or are you all set?
I think canonically he's still doing all of this from horseback. Oddly enough, I don't think I ever said I was dismounted. So yeah, just astride Nathan,
I was
setting off all of
forget
this.
about the horses.
Yeah, shooting off all the fire. Nathan is actually probably the thing that smells the worst, given all the other horses that are in there right now. So if you want, but you'll have to answer to the listeners if you kill Nathan.
That's true. Sazaduk has fallen to the ground. The blue butterfly is trying to decide where to go. I think it's going to go after Kira, because
It's a corpse.
it's no fun if it goes after a corpse. So it's going to fly into your square. You do get an attack of opportunity on the butterflies, but you don't have a Swarmbane clasp, so it doesn't really matter.
You're so mean.
I don't have a Swarmbane clasp, and that was a 5, so
Well,
here we are. I was so excited about the chainsaw, and now it's gone, and everything is terrible.
You take 7 damage as the butterflies swarm around Kira, and I'm going to need a fortitude save.
Fort save. That's better. 13 on a die plus 14 is 27.
All right, so you're not poisoned. Give me another fortitude save to see if you're distracted.
It's the exact number of bridesmaid dresses I have in my closet.
We haven't heard that one in a while. Aw. 18 on the die plus 14.
All right, you're not distracted, so you
Okay,
don't
good.
have to make the third fortitude save.
Hooray. I am going to start swinging wildly at these butterflies, though.
Makes sense.
Free action SWAT.
And Vargas is up.
Argus isn't here.
No, Vargas isn't
Oh.
up. Oh no. Somewhere, Vargas
Steps out of the tree line and
somewhere on the trail, Vargas bladed dashes just for no reason.
We had so
Solidarity.
long to switch that token out.
Yeah.
bladed dashes into an old country buffet.
But Alwyn is up.
No, I'm going to take Vargas' turn. He is 70 miles away in a different direction, and he is just fast asleep in a sleeping bag. And that's his turn for the 6 seconds. Owen, not having anything else that works great against swarms, but having 8 more times a day he can use his ability, is going to once again... Oh, actually, no, he's not, because Kira is in that square. So he is going to... He's going to step down so I can reasonably say I can see green, and he is going to cast Minute Meteor on green. Give me a reflex save.
I don't want to. I want you to hit Kira.
Okay, then just take the damage.
Natural 18 on the reflex save.
Is it more than a +1?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, it passes, which I think for this ability means it doesn't take anything, unfortunately. Yep, it fully negates it. So they come down and somehow don't manage to hit any of them.
Alright, well that's the bad news, but the good news is the green ones are gonna fly into your square. Alright, so it's just 3 damage.
Should have taken my mace out.
But I'm gonna need a fortitude save against the poison.
Horrible, but I did just roll a 4, so that would be a 7.
So you are poisoned. Take a 1 con damage. And then I need a fortitude save.
Fine, it is a 12. Is that any better, or is that still a no?
No, you are now distracted, so I'm gonna need a fortitude save.
Okay, that time it's a 20.
I'm sorry, it's a will save on the last one.
Then that is only an 18.
Alright, you still pass, so you are distracted, which, basically you're nauseated for 1 round.
And the other thing you said was 1 point of con damage?
Yeah, 1 point of con damage and nauseated. And then Kira is up. You got butterflies all over your business.
I don't think I can do anything. This is a deeply humbling moment for both myself and for Kira. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and move. Do I need to withdraw in order to get away from a storm? Do they have an AOO?
I don't think they can take an AOO because they don't have any reach.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends then.
Just hide behind the squishy casters.
I know, this is the most running I've ever done in a single episode, and I hate it.
On the plus side, you didn't get killed by the gargoyle. He hit
That
you
was
a bunch
nice.
of times.
So many times. Alright, so Kira has left the butterflies, and I guess we'll hang out back here with everyone else.
That will take us to Asher.
Yeah, Asher, who is outside of his range increment by 10 feet, unfortunately.
Well, there is one, like, in Alwyn Square.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't see because it was a slight green dot under Vargas's token.
Because we're
Hey,
professionals.
Asher's in range of the green swarm and will just do a cool rapid shot against those three bullets coming at him. All paper cartridges. 2 of these dice rolled well for me last time, so I will roll them again and explode my gun. So the second one is a misfire, and the first one is surely a miss with a 15 against touch.
15, I believe, is their touch AC. Yep, 15 touch.
Okay, so I hit it once.
How does Alwyn feel about being shot at point blank?
You don't know what a gun is.
That's true.
Literally, for the listeners, Asher is diagonally adjacent to Alwyn. So just
Yeah, he's standing like a foot away, so he basically just put a gun in my face and started firing.
at the
just like,
butterflies.
Don't move. I'm shooting butterflies.
You were warned that his alignment is gone. But no, 5 points of damage. Misfired the magical gun. He will click Faraday back 5 feet and just hang out there with his broken pistol.
Alright, Brixby.
All right. I think Brixby really only has one move, and he's going to grab that amulet, whisper under his breath, using his arcane bonded object, and he is going to shoot another fireball directly on top of the blue swarm. So I need another reflex save from your reflexive butterflies.
Alright, the dancing butterflies hit a 19 this time. They're
I
rolling.
believe that's meets, beats, or over it by 1. I think my DC is only 18 on this one. 17. Like I am some sort of evocation wizard. Alright, you beat that. Here comes the 7d6. Not so hot on these rolls. Only 16. So 8 plus 4 more, so 12.
All right, well, they're running very low on butterflies, but they're not gone. You've upset them horribly.
And Brix will 5-foot step back, I suppose. And that'll be his turn.
All right, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, they're just going to go after Kira because they already have a taste for her blood. So that's just a quick 5 damage, and I'm going to need those 2 fort saves. Basically, just don't roll a 1 for...
Yeah, that can do. You said 5 damage?
Yeah.
Not looking great. Not looking terrible. Not great. Okay, that is... wait for it. 22. Yes, right? 8 plus 14. 22. 22.
All right, so you're safe from that one, and then the second one for the distraction.
Ooh, that is a 5 plus 14. That's a 19.
Yeah, you're good. It's really just don't roll a 1.
Literally not a 1. Okay, great. Cool.
Alwyn, you are nauseated. Can I get a fortitude save against that poison?
Oh, that is an 8.
8 total.
8 total. That was a 5 on the die.
Take another con damage.
Oh no.
And then you're nauseated, so you do get a move action.
Okay, he is gonna step out of this thing's square. Actually, it's a swarm, so that can't do attack of opportunity when I leave, so I'm just gonna move very far out of its square. In fact, I'll get behind Asher.
Makes sense. Alright, well, this butterfly is very sad that it lost its friend, and it's gonna just fly up and swarm on Asher.
If only he'd drowned that light hammer.
That's, big damage, 10 damage, and I'm gonna need 2 fort saves.
Oh no, it's my paladin saves. I'll try my best. Let's see. The first is only a 31. And
Just missed it.
the second is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you're good on both.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. Kira, you're up. You've got butterflies in your square again.
Yeah, I do.
Your chainsaw is over by the smoldering corpse of Sazaduk, who lost any chance of surviving when he got hit with that second fireball.
Here's the thing. I would love to run away from these butterflies, but I am concerned about my friends and their terrible fort saves. Well, 2 of my friends, and Asher seems fine. So, 1 friend and Brixby. What I will do is... I wonder if I can draw them away. Or shove them into the horses or something. Do they attack horses? I bet they could attack a horse.
They could attack horses.
Should they
can
leave us and start eating Sazadu, because that's the easier prey right now.
Super dead. Or dying, anyway.
I mean, they are dumb, so if you, take off, theoretically, they might just go eat the free corpse.
Do you have a
We
grenade?
don't have to hide his body.
I don't think I do, actually. I'm pretty sure I gave mine back. But, I mean...
That's fair. I remember we gave a bunch of them back to Asher when he got the grenade launcher.
Yeah. I don't...
Oh, that's right. Thank goodness. That means Vargas did not accidentally take grenades with him. Okay.
I think she's gonna chill here. I think the only other thing she could do is go back and get her chainsaw. Stay here and in fact there's free action or swift action. Look at Brixby and say, go away. I've got these stupid butterflies, just move. That's gonna be your turn.
Alright, Asher's up. You got butterflies swarming all over you. Your terrible paladin saves are gonna fail you at any second.
Oh, what an unnerving feeling.
You don't have a gun anymore.
No, Asher has another one on his and from his other holster. Since these things can't take AOs, Asher will just trot back 5, 10, 15 feet. and as he does so, will draw the mundane pistol from his other holster and take a shot. We'll just go ahead and do deadly aim on this one. Swift action, calling a mundane non-paper round into his gun, and then we'll shoot deadly aim style. Yeah, that is a 24 against touch.
Yeah, that'll do the job.
Only 8 points of damage.
Chipping away. It's definitely looking ragged. I think that'll bring us to Brixby. To drop a fireball right in the middle of the whole crew here.
Brixby, looking at the butterfly swarm, just covering Kira, and it's probably like a pretty like interesting moment because I'm sure the butterflies are actually relatively beautiful, and like we don't generally equate butterflies with being horrifying, so I'm sure that this moment is just kind of like, this kind of looks like a Disney princess-esque thing, but also terrible at the same time. So he takes it in while he move action pulls out this scroll that he prepared last, I don't know, God, what, 6 sessions ago? Unrolls it, and gust of wind. So from my square, that means, let me just read this here. This creates a severe blast of air, 50 miles per hour, originating out from me. All flying creatures take a -4 on fly skill checks. Tiny or smaller flying creatures need to make a DC 25 with that -4, or be blown back 2d6 times 10 feet while taking 2d6 points of damage.
Wow. A DC 26 fly check with a -4.
25 with a -4, so yeah, essentially like a 29.
Okay. So, and can you angle it to get both of them? Do you have to like?
There is a fortitude save. Yeah, it just says fortitude negates, but I'm going to say that it's probably just everything. So how about try rolling your fortitude save first, and then we'll go from there before we get excited about anything.
Okay.
Should I also roll a fort save? Or is this a green butterflies?
No,
yeah,
it's going to be everybody. I guess.
Well,
Just a,
it's
But I
gust
don't-
of wind says it's a line.
Oh, it doesn't shoot out from you. You know, I thought it was in every direction. Okay, so you know what? It's just going to be at the blue one. So yeah, the blue one. So Kira in front of me. So Kira will also make a fortitude save. So I'm trying to save Kira
okay.
here.
All right, we're gonna get a fortitude save from a bunch of butterflies. Surprisingly fortitudinous. That is a 12.
That fails. All right. So now make a DC 25 skill check at -4.
Okay, so it's possible. That's a 21.
All right. So you are blown back. Let's roll it. 2d6 times 10. All right. You're blown back 70 feet, and you take 2d6 damage as well in the process, which is 6 points of damage.
All right, and that being an area effect because it is a line, it's 9 damage. So they're blown 70 feet away, and I think they're effectively gone from combat. And I don't think they're
That is
coming back
the
after
coolest
that
thing that has
terrifying
ever
thing.
happened.
No, but we can't loot them. If they...
Yeah, you can't.
No, we can use this opportunity to loot everything off the gargoyle before they come back to eat him.
And Brixby will 5-foot step, and that's going to be his turn.
All right, Alwyn, can I get a fortitude save?
I think it's higher than 10. That's a 12, so that's a 15. Is that high enough to do anything?
Yeah, you are feel the poison coursing out of your system. You're over it. You're good now. Just the 2 con damage.
Okay, so he is going to back up to be 10 feet away from Kira and cast Minute Meteorist on this butterfly. It's still here again. So that is a reflex save DC 19.
Natural one.
Okay. D4. It's a 2 again. Actually, no, it's a 3 last time because that's 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. It is on the cusp of death. On the absolute cusp.
Oh no, that is 5 points of damage. Sorry. It is +3, not +2.
It's even closer to the cusp than I said before.
So cuspy.
It's the cuspiest.
You're really teasing that
There's
cusp.
like one butterfly left.
That cusp is right there.
It's so
literally
cuspy.
There's just like one left, and it's got a gammy wing.
That's one of my favorites that never went to theater. It dropped during the pandemic, so they had to turn it around. Someone else should talk now.
No, just keep riffing on that cusp. I feel like you're on the cusp of a great.
It was so funny,
Joke.
and then they started talking.
And the other one is blown to the cops cusp.
Cusp of the cops.
This other one, which doesn't feel great. He's pretty unhappy right now. I feel like it's just gonna go try to chom a rat real quick on its way out of town, just to spread the love. That's 8 damage, and I'm gonna need 2 fort saves from Captain Brixbow.
Oh yeah, this is gonna go well. All right, here's fort save number 1. It's an 11 off the die for 16.
All right, you're not poisoned.
Oh wow, I did not expect that to go that well, but I
They're
still have
not
another
very
roll
high
to make.
DCs.
Oh hey, and then 1 less for a 15.
All right, you're not distracted either.
Hey,
At least I
And-
hurt you.
So focused. That was 8 points of damage, right?
Yeah,
9.
8. All right, Kira, you're up. You got nothing you can do. Run away. Jump into the swarm to protect Brixby.
that actually doesn't work, does it?
No.
No,
That's not a thing that can be done. Otherwise, I would have tried that. No. But she is she's been just staring at Brixby since her last turn was like a look. I'm fine. Just go. Whatever. And instead, he turned around and did this magic wind thing, which again, I saw in the chat. A lot of people voted for a sky medal, so I'm assuming that's coming up. And just been staring at him, sort of like blank face. And we'll use her turn to just take another step right on in there next to him. There we go. Totally forgetting that there are more butterflies there. That's fine. Look, what are they gonna do? Come on, they've attacked me 3 times. I've got plenty of health left. This is fine. Yeah, that's me. Yep, that's it.
All right, Asher's up.
All right, we are going to swift action. Will another mundane round into this mundane firearm and pop off a. Oh, well, we better do deadly aim on this one, just so if I miss, it can just keep going and going. Now it's a 28 against touch. I got it. Legendary Pants D20.
Yeah, you got it. Roll that damage. I have a feeling it doesn't matter.
As long as that cusp wasn't more than 12.
Combat over. The butterflies have been extinguished as you shot thousands of butterflies with a single bullet. They fall to the ground, all dead around Brixby, and you have the smoldering, armor-clad corpse of the representative of the Technic League and the Black Sovereign lying in the forest near all of you. And as the smoke rises, and you gotta assume that all those gunshots and everything probably lured hundreds more gargoyles. I'm going to bed.
good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, corpse-eating butterflies.
Good night, cops. Good night, cops.
Good night, cops.
Good night, cops eating butterflies.
Dodd against the machine.
Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. The theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Brixby, looking at the looking at the butter all over Kira. It's just a butter swarm. It's just a bunch of Paula Deans that have just crawled out of the woods and they're just all over all of us. No, okay. Boop.